A woman was quietly enjoying her meal when all of a sudden, a man walked inside with his little son. Starving beyond measure, the two rushed toward a table and desperately started eating the food that had been left there. Just then, the hotel manager stormed out in anger, snatched the food from the child's hands, threw it onto the floor, and immediately tried to force them outside. Out of nowhere, an elderly woman stepped forward and said, "Don't throw them out. This is my son, and this is my boyfriend." The manager replied sharply, "Whoever they are, it doesn't matter. If beggars like them keep coming here, our customers will stop visiting." The elderly woman calmly asked, "How much do you earn in sales every day?" The manager answered, "That's none of your concern. Tell them to come back wearing decent clothes. If they show up looking like this, they'll ruin the reputation of our restaurant." The elderly woman gently said, "All right, then I'll let them sit with me." The manager went back inside, but only moments later she returned and to everyone's surprise brought a fresh meal for both of them. The father and son quietly began eating. The woman softly asked, "How did your life end up like this? You belonged to a wealthy family." The man let out a heavy sigh and said, "Yes, I was wealthy, but I spent money without limits on my friends. One day, I wasted so much that every bit of our savings disappeared. Then I discovered our company had sunk deep into debt." He paused, then with tear-filled eyes continued, "My parents couldn't bear the shock. They took their own lives. And just 1 week before that, my wife passed away from a heart attack. Since then, my son and I have somehow been struggling to survive." Then, pulling his little boy tightly into his arms, he whispered, "Now, my entire world is this one child." The woman's eyes filled with tears. She said, "I'll get you a job at my company, and I'll make sure your son studies at a good school so he can grow into a successful and honorable man." The father looked at his son with eyes full of hope and said, "I truly believe one day my son will make a great name for himself." As they were about to leave the hotel, the man picked up his belongings. The woman smiled warmly and said, "Always lend a helping hand to those who are poor and struggling, because even the smallest act of kindness can transform someone's entire world."